Next game on the slate. This is the last game on Wednesday, December the 28th. The nightcap on that Wednesday night. Texas Bowl, Ole Miss, Texas Tech. We have Ole Miss 3.5-point favorites here, 69.5 the total. This is another total that's been hammered up. And, it's difficult to – some of these early bowl games you'd think are going to stay under the total, but in theory it's difficult to make a case for some of them, quite honestly. Ole Miss is another team that basically the entire second half of the season, their defense was fairly non-existent. Arkansas, Alabama, LSU put up big points against them. They even give up 28 to Vandy and 34 to Auburn. The last 7 games, they go 5-2 to the over. Ole Miss. We know the offense side of the football is capable with some of the weapons they have. Jackson Dart, I thought, second half of the season played a little bit better. They've, of course, got Judkins running the football, and of course Jonathan Mingle leading a solid receiving core here for Ole Miss as well. As far as the bowl game, it looks like nobody's opted out. Transfer portal, nobody of significance, has left the program and gone elsewhere. So no major bet against signals for Ole Miss. Texas Tech, on the other hand, looks like they should have everyone accounted for. Donovan Smith actually has hit the transfer portal, which doesn't shock me, because he had basically fallen out of favor down the stretch. They gave Baron Morton a lot of starts. They gave Tyler Shuck a lot of opportunity down the stretch at quarterback. I think he had kind of fallen out of the favor or the quarterback circle, if you will, at Texas Tech. So he transferred out. Texas Tech, to me, definitely, I think with this new head coach, they had Joey McGuire. They had a solid year. They finished the season strong. So from a momentum standpoint, you'd probably have to say Texas Tech has it more than Ole Miss. Ole Miss went 1-4 straight up, 1-4 against the spread down the stretch, 1-4-1 against the spread down the stretch. And Texas Tech 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread to wrap up the season, beating Kansas, beating Iowa State, and then a win against Oklahoma in overtime in their season finale. So money's come in here on Texas Tech just slightly, 4 down to 3.5. I'd probably lean to them, Red Raiders here, more than a field goal. Certainly not in a hurry to lay more than a field goal with Ole Miss, considering the defensive warts this team showed much of the second half of the campaign. What do you think here, Texas Bowl, C-Mac?
This is another interesting one where in these bowl games where this much weight, will these teams come out and will you see some defense, or you just see a shootout? And Ole Miss, both teams can get into a shootout. I thought Texas Tech at times their defense played a little bit better, but Ole Miss got shredded there at the end of the year. This team couldn't stop much of anybody. It was real rough, but both offenses are very good here. I banked on Tech at the end of the year. I think they're a little bit of the better team here, and getting over a field goal is the way to look. I'll probably look at it money line as well. I think it's just a key of which team gets the stops here, because I think both offenses move it. And I lean Tech. I think they get done.
Baron Morton is on the injury report, questionable too. And now, of course, Donovan Smith transferred out. So the point I'm trying to make is more than likely it's going to be Tyler Shuck that ends up being the quarterback here.
As long as he stays in the game.
Yeah, exactly. What happens if, Smith's transferred out, Morton's hurt? What if he's not available? And then what happens if Tyler Shuck gets injured in that game? What ends up happening if you're at Texas Tech? So you're a little thin now in terms of your quarterback rotation, but maybe you won't have to worry. Shuck can get through the game on Wednesday night, December the 28th. Yes, Justin, we should mention that. Mike Leach is one of my favorites in college football for years. I mean, the guy's hilarious. If you listen to any of his press conferences, he's off the cuff, he's quirky, a bit of an oddball, but he is. And one thing you can't question is he knows offense, and he is the innovator of the air raid offense that you've seen in college football, basically plagiarized by other coaches. And very, very disheartening to hear about him being hospitalized, him basically being in critical condition. Like, he is literally fighting for his life right now, Mike Leach. And to think of the college football world without him is a very depressing thought. So definitely, Conor Mack, thoughts and prayers to his family right now, and to Mike Leach. Hopefully he fights this, gets back on his feet again, and survives this. But definitely, we're all hoping for good things. This has been one of the best coaches, most entertaining. He always gives you something unique in the press conference. Not the same old shit, not the same old standard paint by numbers, boring answers. He always gives you something, a little bit different, a little exciting, entertaining. So, Mike Leach, we wish you well. Hopefully you battle back and get your way back through this.
Definitely. Hopefully he kicks out I got to think he does all right. He's just, critical condition. I like to think he had a bad heart attack or something, but
Yeah.
there's no word even on that.